Hey everyone, I'm Carolyn. Welcome back to another episode of As I See It. I have a quiz for you. You ready? You want to do a quiz? What do these words have in common? Electoral college, jury of peers, immigration, murder, marriage, God, slavery, the right to vote, fair trial, alcohol. What do all those words have in common? Not one of them is in the Constitution. Yeah. There is no mention of electoral college anywhere in the Constitution. There is no mention of murder anywhere in the Constitution. Yet, the Electoral College has been deciding elections in our country for a couple centuries. Neither is marriage in the Constitution. And yet, for a couple centuries in this country, we have insisted that marriage is only a right between a man and a woman. It's not in the Constitution, so why is it a right between a man and a woman? If we are bound by the Constitution, then can't marriage mean whatever we want it to mean? So why am I talking about this today? Because there was a tweet. I'm going to talk about this tweet by the House Judiciary GOP this morning. The tweet read, "Still trying to find the word abortion in the Constitution." Abortion is not in the Constitution. Neither is the right to privacy. Neither is the right to not be murdered. Neither is the right to drink alcohol. None of these things are in the Constitution. Why? Well, because the Constitution is a limited document. They couldn't think about every possible scenario that would come up in the future of the country and write about it. That's part of the reason. A bigger part of the reason is because the Constitution was written by a bunch of privileged white men who owned property. Slavery isn't in the Constitution, even though it was a fact of life during the time the Constitution was written. Women aren't mentioned anywhere in the Constitution, even though 50% of the society are women. Nothing about women's rights, nothing about equal rights. None of that is in the Constitution. So for the GOP to say they're still looking for abortion in the Constitution, which is kind of like owning themselves. It's not in the Constitution, so why should it be legal or illegal if you want to go that route, right? If it doesn't say in the Constitution that it's illegal, then why are you making it illegal? It's not in the Constitution. The Constitution couldn't include everything because, again, it was written by privileged white guys. We evolved, hopefully, as a human race, as a country, to understand that just because the Constitution didn't mention equal rights, that women should be able to vote, that we shouldn't have slavery, just because the Constitution didn't say those things, we have evolved to understand that we are all equal and we should have equal rights and we shouldn't own slaves and beat women and make them not be able to vote. These are called unenumerated rights. These are legal rights that are inferred from other rights and are implied by existing laws, such as are written in the Constitution. These rights are things that we now take for granted. Rights to privacy, rights to not be illegally searched, separation of church and state, the right to drink alcohol, the right to get married, the right to choose what health care is right for you. Just because it's not mentioned in the Constitution doesn't mean it's not a right we should have. And that's what Roe v. Wade decided. That's what the Supreme Court decided in 1973. Roe v. Wade said that health care, privacy for a woman is an unenumerated right. It's not mentioned in the Constitution, but it is a right as a person, as a whole person. As privacy, and that's really what Roe v. Wade was based on, privacy, I think, between a woman and her doctor. But we have since determined that the rights to vote, the right to drink and all the other things that I talked about, the right to have a jury of your peers, the right to a fair trial, are all fundamental rights that we are allowed to have. And we are about to see for the first time in our lifetime a fundamental, unenumerated right that the Supreme Court granted taken away from women. It's a slippery slope. There's a lot of dangerous text in the draft of the leaked decision that could pave the way for stripping away other rights, including gay marriage, interracial marriage, birth control. If you're not scared, you're not paying attention. So to the judiciary, GOP, just because you can't find the word in the Constitution does not mean it's not a right, just like it doesn't mean it is a right. We have unenumerated rights that aren't mentioned in the Constitution. Some say the Constitution was written in some cases in vague terms on purpose to leave room for the growth of a country and evolving of humanity. And here we are devolving as a race. Something to think about. That's how I see it. I'll see you next time. Leave your thoughts below.